Hey guys, it's Steph, the Midwest Cowgirl.
And I'm Scott, and today we're going to teach you how to install Cameo fencing.
And by we, he means him.
Yeah. Alright guys, today we're going to talk about Cameo fencing, how to install it, and really all the benefits of using Cameo fencing. And this is Cameo fencing right here. If you guys like the video, don't forget to like it and also subscribe to the channel. And if you guys think the product is cool, which it is, we have a discount code in the description. Use Midwest Cowgirl at the checkout for Cameo and you'll get 5% off your order. So what is Cameo exactly? Cameo fencing is a very strong and durable white monofilament line that is incredibly safe for horses. I've installed the line here for you guys to see. You can see it is super flexible. There's no metal in it. The horses can run into it and prevent injury by running into this versus some high tensile line or something else that could cause injury. This is super flexible and it can handle up to 1,200 pounds of force. It's incredibly safe and awesome, and we've been using it actually for 8 years. It's a really good product. The previous owners have a lot of fencing that they installed that is also Cameo. They were using it prior to us owning the farm, and a lot of this stuff has been around for 20 years on the farm. The posts are actually failing well before this line has failed. I kind of describe it or compare it to like a boxing ring or WWE, like you slam into the ropes and you pop right back off. That's how this stuff is. And one more thing before we get into the installation of the product, beyond it just being really safe and durable, it's really cost effective. The line is something like 30 cents a foot. You can space the posts out 12 feet, and they have a lot of different hardware pieces to cater to the spot that you're working with. So it's a much more cost effective solution versus wood fencing or vinyl fencing, and probably even high tensile to some extent as well. So I've prepped some of the site already just because this has been a work in progress. This area is not super clean, as you can see. We've had to tear out a bunch of buckthorn and other things like that. We've been bringing the fence out because they had it against the metal building, which, as you know, as a horse owner is not safe. And we've been really just trying to modify this area so that we can access it and make it safer for the animals. So to start, Cameo recommends usually 4 to 5 lines of Cameo. And then if you want, you can also integrate some electric lines, which we'll show you later as well. But Cameo, the way we do our Cameo is we do 5 lines, 3 Cameo lines and 2 of the electric line. So I'll start up 18 inches and then it's like every 10.5 inches after that. So you can see right now I have the 3 Cameo lines installed. The way you connect these lines to your posts, especially the corner posts, first you need to build an H-brace, which we have a video on, and I'll link it here so you guys can see how to build these. But after that, you use these one-way vices. This is the one-way vice right here. You use a 3/4 inch drill bit, and you can drill into the post, slides in, you put your line through that, and it's a one-way vice. It will not pull out, ever. You can tension this thing all day, it'll never pull out. So we have that as the first step. You gotta install your one-way vices and your lines. So now that we have our one-way vices installed and our line, and I use a 3-inch drill bit after the 3/4 here, I use a 3-inch drill bit to get this line to go through here. You can use it, you have a couple options for actually installing the line then once you're just running your posts. You could use an insulator and run all your lines and have this nice clean look of all your insulators going down. Because we have kids and other things, I wanted them to be able to understand the difference between the non-electric versus electric. So that's why we decided to go through the post this way, which I also think makes it look really nice as well. So we went through all these lines, and you can see, again, 3/8 hole here. And then again, it comes all the way down here where we have our other vise. So you can see the vices here, here, lines connected. Now they do also have these corner collar pieces where instead of it terminating here and then starting another line here and terminating, you can wrap it around and have a continuous strand. Because I've had to do this project in pieces because we have kids and it just, time doesn't allow for it, and I had to modify this area. I had to terminate it here and then start over. I could have maybe gone a little bit further and then used like a little splice piece, but I decided I just wanted to have the clean white lines. So that's why you see these vices like this. But this is a product that you can use for both the Cameo and the Cameo Pulse, which is their electric, and wrap it around. I did use a corner collar piece here because we're wrapping it around and then we're gonna run this line. As you can see, this doesn't make any sense where it is right now, but this fence will come out and we'll replace all this bad fencing as well. And then it'll tether all the way down to the new fence that I'll have to probably address next year. But the corner collar, as you can see, is really nice. Wraps its way around, and if you can get a shot over here. So here's what that corner collar looks like once it's in place. It has this little pin that comes with it. You can pop it right back in, holds the line in place, and you use it both for the Cameo and for the Cameo Pulse. All right, so now we're gonna string up a couple lines just so you guys can see how it works. The first thing we're gonna do is find our hole here, put the line through, and like I said, use a 3/4 inch bit to hollow that out. As you can see, it's not too much, what about maybe 2 inches. Put it through. Give yourself a little extra line so that if you need to tension it later, you have something to actually grab onto. And then what we'll do afterwards is you can take like a fencing stapler or something and just staple it down so that way it's out of the way of everything. And then if you need to ever tension it again, you have a little extra line. And now we're just string everything through. I did pre-cut this line because I was nervous I didn't have enough, so I wanted to make sure before I made this video. That's the only reason why it's so long. Otherwise, it's just on a nice spool and you have it's a lot easier product to work with on. But because of the way I decided to do it and make sure I had enough, that's why I'm got all this extra line here. And I wanted to show you, could have terminated with these over there, but I wanted to show you that collar tie because I thought it'd be cool to be able to incorporate that here so you can see all the different products that they have. And because I pre-drilled these holes, installation's actually pretty easy. Just string it through and keep pulling along. So now we're gonna talk about that collar tie that I showed you a little bit ago. There's a little pin that comes with it. Just make sure your line's right in between. Plop it in, done. Not coming out. I'm just gonna string this all the way along here. I have it all pre-cut. Just gonna tie it over there for now, and then we'll get to it as we get to it here. All right, guys, we've gotten our line strung up, as you can see. Don't mind this H-brace, it's a little out of place, but it works. The next thing to do is put up our 2 lines of our Cameo Pulse, which is our electric. So that'll give us our 5 strands, which they recommend at least 5 strands. So we're gonna put that up. The first thing we needed to install, this end post insulator. This is gonna be like a really solid anchor for it, and we have a little piece that'll connect the line right here. And then what we're gonna do is string it along, and it'll weave in between these wood post insulators like this. You never want your electric right on the wood fence. It'll ground it out in 2 seconds, it won't work. So make sure you have these on there to protect the electric from grounding out. So now we're gonna string it up, and I have this electric line connector that we're gonna use to tether these 2 pieces together so we have it in place. And what's really nice about this line in particular, it is also flexible, it gives, and it has 9 strands of steel woven in there, so it has a super solid connection for your electric. Just to show you guys the inside, it has a little groove here, and then has a top plate. You're gonna put it over that, and then it has a little Phillips head screw that ties it all together. So I've tightened the electric connector piece on here. So you can see now it's on, really shouldn't come off there. And we are gonna tension it so there shouldn't be any issues there as well. And now what we're gonna do is just string it along and follow all those insulators around. And then I have kind of a makeshift area by that old back fence so I can have a solid connection the whole way. And then we'll terminate it at that point with another one of these pieces and then one of these pieces as well. And it'll terminate right over there at the end. And one thing I wanted to show over here, we could have wrapped it around there with that collar tie like I showed. I didn't want it on the outside because we do have the kids running around. I didn't want them accidentally touching it. So I opted to put this on the inside corner and we're gonna wrap it around and then run down that way. But you have that option to use a collar tie where you could wrap all the lines around the back side of the post. I got the Cameo Pulse installed. If you can see, we have now all 5 lines of our Cameo products. We have the regular monofilament one, and then we have the electric, and they alternate, and they go up. Installing the Cameo Pulse really wasn't bad. I found it was easiest to cut it with like a tin snips or a metal shear. It worked a lot better than anything else that I had. And those electric connectors are super easy to install, and we have everything up. Hope you guys found the video helpful. Hope you found it informative. Hope you can try to tackle it yourself now because it is a really good product. And again, we have that promo code in the description if you want 5% off your orders. Just follow the link. What we're gonna do next year is we're gonna finish off that other area and hopefully have all this additional landscaping done. We wanna get some grading done in here so that we'll have a really nice area for the horses and it'll actually look nice around the farm as well. So if you guys wanna give us a like and follow, we will do a follow-up video next spring to show you the final product of this whole fencing project. Again, give us a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.